In a spacious office with neutral walls, glass partitions, and the soft hum of printers, the usual business bustle reigned. Employees hurried down the corridors, some lingered by the water cooler discussing recent projects. In the executive office, behind a large dark wood desk, the company director felt, as always, in complete control. After many years of work, he had grown accustomed to a certain order, where every little detail emphasized his status. Many things were known about him, but most importantly, he never shook hands with subordinates. He considered it unnecessary familiarity, even a sign of weakness. His eyes clearly conveyed the thought, "I'm above this." His colleagues had grown used to it, adapting, some disapproved, others simply stayed silent. It never crossed his mind that one day, this habit might backfire. That day, the office door opened softly, almost soundlessly. On the threshold stood a woman in a perfectly tailored blue suit. Her steps were confident, her gaze direct, and her movements radiated composure. She smiled calmly and confidently, extending her hand in greeting. For a moment, silence hung in the room. The employees froze, awaiting the director's reaction. He barely glanced at her, his gaze sliding up and down as if assessing her, then looked away with mild irritation. His hand remained in his pocket. The woman gave a barely perceptible nod, withdrew her palm, and just as calmly continued the conversation, showing no emotion. To those watching, it seemed like yet another display of his coldness. No one was surprised. They all knew his character. But the very next morning, the office awoke in turmoil. An official letter had arrived. The director had been dismissed. Whispers spread, glances were exchanged, theories floated around. Something had clearly happened behind the scenes, but no one knew the details. A couple of hours later, everything became clear. At an internal meeting, it was announced that a new CEO had been appointed to the company 2 days prior. It was the same woman in the blue suit. Her visit the day before had been an informal assessment of the leadership. A first impression meant to reveal who was ready for the company's next chapter. Rumors spread through the floors at incredible speed. Employees recalled how she had stood with her outstretched hand and calm smile, while the director, so sure of his untouchability, had refused even the simplest gesture of courtesy. That moment became a symbol of his downfall. A simple handshake could have changed everything, but arrogance had prevailed. Now, his office was being prepared for its new occupant, and the employees watched the woman with interest, even hope. She had entered the office not as a guest, but as someone who would lead them forward. Her confident gaze spoke louder than words. A new chapter was beginning, one with no room for outdated pride and hollow arrogance.